Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. I don't understand it, how they got so timid. Told them I would do it and I overdid it. I don't do the bass cause I don't got the minutes. Pull up nothing teeny so they know who in it. Shorty cutting up, it must be retrograde. 80s Cuban collar with the retro fade. Baby cut from Mexico, the whip German. And she down to wet it while the spliff burning. They don't want no static, better get the signal. Earning all these coins, it ain't coincidental. Tell them free the doggies, keep them out the kennel. With my same roadies, whipping different rentals. Baby girl, what's your sign and what that steez do? Say got a little bit of cash, but can he please you? Started in my DM, I might make her BM. Wavy Zavy stunting, you should come and see him. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. I done cracked the code, yeah, I'm a hacker now. Gotta let them see it, I whip back around. I don't need your wifey, she a pass around. They don't need to know it when I'm back in town. Bank teller greet me by my first name. Sending shots but got the worst aim. Seen him out here looking like he hate cash. Treat that little like a face mask. They don't want no problems, they don't want equations. We keep that same energy on all occasions. More life to my enemies, won't stop the vision. But I do not compromise with competition. All my be sounding like it look like. These be rapping for them book likes. Alkaline charged like a battery. How they got the minutes to be mad at me. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me.
I wanna I need a tag, yeah. I want a bag, yeah. Unless you talking numbers, we ain't speaking about the right things. Switch up on my nigga for a figure, that's not like me. Baddie with a body in the lobby, she like nice things. She used to know me then, she like me now, that's funny timing. Eyes been on that prize, I copped that cribbo for that timepiece. I'm trying to see the globe and sell out shows until the flight leave. They wanna ride my ties, but they ain't even ride or die, please. But I've been short on time, and in the prime of my prime easy. I said I never changed and leveled up, I guess I lied, yeah. Off that strain of potent just to feel like I'm alive, yeah. Mix that with that potion just to feel like I'm that guy, yeah. So know the one you talking to, you way outside your line, yeah. Go against the tribe, you lose your... Let me not even say this. I just ran out of my patience. I just got tired of waiting and got here myself. Want me to believe in the dream that they see for themselves but still doubt in themselves. They might as well light up the L. High top on 10 toe, drip retro. Talking major plays, hella high tech through the getro. Pin game, pin petrol. Just set it in the flesh hole. Send a text mail to give a wet clothes. On a vapor wave to make a drip drip with the left lobe in the left stroke. Flex up. I'ma make plays, I'ma go long. Never look back so long. Yeah. Flex up. Shawty on 10, finna go up. Bring that to the crib, let me show love. Yeah. Flex up. Yeah. I'ma go long. Never look back so long. I need a bag, next up, I need a tag, yeah. Tony, I'm 10 finna go one. Bring that to the crib, show love. Okay, ayy, come from the pit, I'm out of the trench, my nigga, we lit. Look at the dread, my nigga, we ran, she all on my way. I never let them play me, but they claiming the lines until I'm goated, I'm going off. Loyal to my soil and the culture, I'm that chosen one. I just got a bag, she wanna I think she know I'm star. I can't do no wrong, look in her eyes, she wouldn't know I'm scarred. They try to justify me going up like they don't know he raw. Off of that dough, just what they told you, I'm never sober. Gripping the split for the chip on my shoulder, trying to decode this. They label me thug, I keep it a buck, I don't give a fuck about it. Out of the mud, it's showing me love, my nigga, what's up? Out of my way, bitch, I need the paper. What you want, I mean, I know later. I keep it short with the conversation. Out of my lane, the coupe got a brain in the cockpit with no hands on it. I've been the man with the plan, homie. Flip that to the man with the bands on me and a passport with the stamps on it. Yeah. I'ma make plays, I'ma go long. Never look back so long. Yeah. Shawty on 10, finna go up. Bring that to the crib, let me show love. I'ma make plays, I'ma go long. Never look back so long. I need a bag, next up, I need a tag, yeah. Shawty on 10, finna go up. Bring that to the crib, let me show love. I need a bag, yeah. I need a tag, yeah. Flex up, yeah.
When I go with confidence, when I go we roll our hips and take a sip on it, take a trip on it. When I go, you can go slow. Wind it up all night, baby, take your time. Let me know what I want. When you turn me around, what I want. When the neighbors yell turn down, we keep it going like pom pom pom. Throw it back then rotation. Cigarettes and the season, shine bright as that season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. We know like me. We know shine bright like royalty. We know still keep a dignity and wine. So kind of your neck is golden. You been waiting on me to solve it for me. And last weekend, you had me thinking, oh, must keep thinking in my head, like bum bum bum. Throw it back then rotation, cigarettes and the season, shine bright as that season. Girl, you know you are a jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Can't you? Can you make me feel like we could do? Oh, you make me feel like we could do it all over again, all over again. Can't you? Can you make me feel like we could do? Oh, you make me feel like we could do it all over again, all over again. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Jam, 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 jam. Sounding like you're wasting every time. Sounding like you're wasting every time.
to the edge of it all, to the edge of it all. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell your good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what. Ooh, susceptible now, before the moment flies. It's not a problem, no, 'cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good nights, 'cause I'll buy no matter what, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good.
You are now tuning in to TNJ Radio Show.
Yeah. What's cracking? Let me take this thing off my ear. Oh man, I love that music, man.
Yeah.
I was grooving.
Set the mood right, man.
Are you ready for the show, man? You ready?
Oh man, I'm ready. I see you already had your FBI earphones in. I was like, he the ops.
Oh man, oh man, oh man. Hold on, man. Let me give me a second here. While we waiting, man, hit that like, hit that subscribe. If you on YouTube, hit that like for us and share this information. Share it, share it, share it. What's cracking on? What's going on with you, man? Well, first off, let me. I always do this. I always go quick. My name is LaRon J. For the people who just on here, man, aka Steve Rogers. I could do this all day.
Oh man, William A. Thomas. I'm black. I don't know if I'm the Panther, but ready for the.
Hey, that could be a good name, man. You Black Panther from now on. You Black Panther.
Oh man,
Black Cat or Black Panther? Which one?
I ain't Black Cat. You know, that's a girl.
Well, Michael Jordan was called Black Cat, man. They called him Black Cat.
Okay.
What up, Swanee? Swanee on the check-in. Real quick, man. Hold on.
G was good.
Yeah, we got a good show ahead of us, but I wanted to continue the grooving. Give me a second.
And this, but we definitely got a great show coming on tonight. You guys are going to be entertained, intrigued, and informed. But most of all, we want to hear from you at some point, because there's a lot going on in these streets.
Can you hear that? Yeah. Got to sip a little bit. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. See what we're going to talk about. Let me turn this down a little bit. You know, Will always like to teach, man. So we're going to have a teaching moment today. We got to have a teaching moment. Yeah. So we're going to teach about something, but is our society too sensitive? I want to know. You know, are we too sensitive? That's what I want to know. Now, for y'all YouTubers, the people on YouTube, did you see what's going on with Tasha K and Cardi B? We want to talk about that. Because did Tasha K mess it up for everybody, for the rest of us? You know, we content creators. Did she mess it up? Or are we going to have to tone it down just a little bit? That's what we want to know. Cats getting them lawsuits. Yeah.
Shout out
Also,
Linos in the building.
hold your thought, man, because I can't hear you. Hold your thought, Will. Also, Kelly Price. Did y'all hear about Kelly Price? She had COVID, and they thought she was going to die, and she got married. Her sister tried to Britney Spears her and take her money, saying she wasn't coherent. Want to talk about that? Is the government promoting bad behavior? We're going to run about that as well. And Biden dropped the vaccine mandate for private employers after Supreme Court ruled against it. Wow. Shout out to that Supreme Court. Yeah. You were saying, my man?
Oh, man, you know, I know there's probably some winos, you know, watching. Shout out to y'all. Y'all going to stick by Tasha K either way. We'll see by the end of the stream.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, man. Man, but first off, man, how was your weekend, man?
Oh, man, it's cold up here. We in the single digits.
Today?
Yeah, man. I mean, I know you asked about the weekend, but all I could think about is right now. It's like 1 degree outside. That's why I had to come in here with my Mr. Rogers sweater on.
Man, I can't even find. Oh my goodness. I can't find my coat. I don't even. It was 60 degrees today. Rolling down with the window down.
Yeah, this ain't a background. This is an actual window, so it's a little cold here by this window.
Okay. All right, so man, let's get to it, man. What you think? Let's talk about that Tasha K. Well, first off, shout out to no, we're gonna start off somewhere else. You might feel uncomfortable, but hey, it is what it is, right? Will was on the lead attorney show representing T&J, huh?
Oh.
Yeah. So we're gonna watch this, you know, because then we're gonna get into it. But we're gonna watch his appearance on the lead attorney, which was I know it was like 143,000 people watching. But I think when you were watching, it was like, I mean, you was on, I think it was like what, 40,000 strong. Yeah, but let's check this out. Let's see what's up with this.
Our man William from Tennessee. William, how are you doing?
What's going on, Lee?
Thank you for being so patient and coming on. I appreciate it. How are you doing this afternoon, evening?
Well, it's dark up here in Pittsburgh. As you can see, I'm over here struggle lighting in my car.
No, you're all good. You are all good. So how do you feel about this situation with Tasha K and Cardi B?
Well, I think that the cost, the verdict should have actually been a little bit higher. Mm-hmm. Now, we know that she actually lowered the amount on the medical end, but that's looking at what the current medical bill is. You know, there's always the possibility of future medical costs. I think that a lot of people don't take it serious when it comes to things that it's not actually physical. An example I think of is you're in Georgia, so Cordell Stewart, who was a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's down there, in Georgia, but there was a big deal in the 90s, whenever there was an allegation that he was gay and that, something had happened in the park or whatever. But this was before the internet, and this thing spread like wildfire. I don't know if it spread in other parts of the country, but this was big in Pittsburgh. And
Look, I see you cheesing over there. How you feel watching yourself?
Oh man, it's uncomfortable, honestly. I'm sorry. I'm over here judging the lighting. I'm looking. I'm like, man, my face looked like Two-Face. No, like the Phantom of the Opera or something like that. You can just see only the bottom part.
All right, let me keep it going.
He was talking about the mental, distress. Maybe it might have affected how he played in the game. I'm not sure, but there was a recent article where he was talking about how it all ended up going down, and it's had long-term effects. So I think that for Cardi, when we're talking about an STD, we're talking about, sex work. If you say these things, you have the potential to spin it out in a positive way. But when someone else actually says it, it's definitely a liability that can hurt you, monetarily and mentally.
Yeah. How much do you think the amount should have been?
I thought that the medical amount, because now I can't really say I don't know what Cardi.
Wait, let me back up. Let me illuminate this for a second.
Okay.
The reason that the problem with the 250,000 number is that there was no evidence for it. It's one thing if Cardi B would have brought a doctor in to say, hey, her current medical bills are 10,000. But over the life of this, because she's still dealing with these traumas, the whole Cordell Stewart thing, these are mental things that take a lot of time to process. She's going to need a lot of therapy. She's going to, she's got a lot of stuff to work through over, the course of 5 years, 10 years. This is going to add up to 250,000. If a doctor would have shown up and testified to that, if there had been evidence of that, then the jury could have awarded that, no problem. The issue in this case was that all the evidence that was
if you're on right now, definitely share this on your social media, man. All your friends, man. We're gonna talk about this tonight. Shout out to the person that gave us a super chat. Yeah. Will, can you put up the Cash App?
Presented was that it was just $10,000. No one presented any evidence of, it's going to be 50,000 more into the future, 100,000 more, 200,000 more. So that was the issue. The issue wasn't that the number was too high. The issue was that there was no evidence to support the number. All you had was $10,000. $10,000 will not support an award of $250,000. Now, if there had been evidence of the 10,000 plus another 200,000 in the future, that would have supported it. But that was the reason why the number was reduced, because no doctor came in and said what you said.
Okay. And I didn't know that aspect. I thought that actually did happen, but apparently it hadn't.
Yeah, that was the problem because of it. That was the problem.
Yeah, my number, I was wrong on the Price is Right. I told 7 million for the total.
Well, that's not too far. I mean, it was about half, over half. Like it was 4 million more or less. So, you weren't too bad. I said 1 to 3 after the attorney's fees. So, kind of low. Well, I was kind of in the ballpark, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money either way. To Tasha K, I don't know if there's a difference between 4 million and 7 million, to be honest. I mean, if you ain't got
it's called I don't have it.
Exactly. Like 4 million, 7 million, 700 million. I mean, if you ain't got it, you ain't got it, right? So you are exactly right. You're exactly right. So that's interesting.
Now, one thing that you had said earlier about my man, the other attorney that had the Tommy Hilfiger. Now, that's another example. Apparently, that wasn't true. Now, there was an email that was sent out and it circulated, and I don't know how it got all the way across the country about Tommy not wanting black people to wear his clothing. But he had went on Oprah Winfrey after that. Prior to that email, he had never been on Oprah Winfrey. But that's what was said in the email. It said he went on Oprah and he didn't make his clothes for black people, however it was worded. But that actually was not true. And he went on.
He looked like he smelled a fart right now when you're talking. Look at lead attorney's face right now. What you say? Oh, yo, Swanee gonna have to get you set you straight today. Go ahead.
Oprah for the first time later, and they had together had said that was a lie.
I don't know. I still don't trust it. It's so branded into my mind. Like, it's so at this point, it is irrelevant whether it's true or not.
but it does matter from a monetary standpoint. I don't know if their sales actually did go up, but you're proof that if that is true, that it wasn't true, then that could have affected his sales. Let's say that they all went up. There could be a lot of views that could have increased that bottom line.
Yeah, I know a lot of black people stopped buying that.
I mean, I wasn't wearing it for that reason, but I'm just learning this in 2019.
Oh, I knew about that when that thing hit, boy. I was like, nope, everything in the trash. We ain't doing that no more. We ain't doing that no more, right?
Oh, that was good. That was good. Good entertainment. I know you got a lot to say about that.
Oh man, I didn't really like that segment there. Whenever it's you, you're always going to be your biggest critic. So I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, man, why am I talking so much? And for those who maybe practice law, they know that whenever you say certain things, you're supposed to break it up into small segments. So, for example, the cat is black. You don't go and say the black cat walked across the street, jumped over a car, almost got hit. You got to break it up. So I didn't like that.
Okay. All right. Well, since you on the roll right now, why don't you give us the rundown for the people who just came on about what's going on with Tasha K? If you know her, she's a big time YouTuber, and she got sued by Cardi B. You want to give us the rundown, and then we can talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So we want to know that Tasha K messed it up for the rest of us. For those who don't know, Tasha K was recently sued by Cardi B. She had some videos and things up purporting that Cardi B had herpes and that she was a sex worker, a prostitute. Shout out to the sex workers. But whatever the case, whether this stuff is true or not, that's what mattered the most. And Cardi B claimed that it wasn't true. She went to court. She won the case. She got a verdict of, I think, $3.8 million. So shout out to Cardi B and her attorneys for doing the daggone thing.
Now, did you like Cardi B in the past? Were you a fan of her in the past? Did it change your view right now of her?
I was not a fan of a lot of the things that she said. Cardi B kind of always played like the puppet role. It's kind of like just do what the master says. So she's putting out this music. Cardi B's out representing feminism, but in addition, she would say things like, I think she made some comments about the vacation. That people just need to basically do it.
So you telling me you never, ever bobbed your head to any of her music? Kodak Black.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's catchy music. She has
Now, when you go work out, do you have it in your playlist?
no, but that's only because I don't listen to music whenever I work out.
What do you listen to?
I'm usually listening to some type of personal development training, boring stuff to make me better.
Lies. I heard you playing that Rocky one day. Lies. But anyway, moving on.
Okay, well, the closest to that might be I used to play that Victory. I think it was with Diddy and Busta Rhymes.
So how do you know if you don't listen to music? How do you know the whole verse of Shook Ones?
I mean, I had my days. I was yeah, I was listening to that stuff heavy back in the day. Who had oh man.
Anyway, I was just playing with you. All right. Yeah, you got Cardi in your playlist.
Oh man. No, thank you.
But anyway,
what she was saying at that point, was that a laugh?
that's like when Jigga Blake. What does he do? Wait. Anyway, you tell we old now. For me, I did not like Cardi B. I didn't like the direction which she was going. I watched Vlad TV all the time. She was on there, saying, this is the source. She said it on there. We learned a few things about this lawsuit. So, Tasha K changed a lot of things. Now we got to have the source. We can't just be saying allegedly. Well, on Vlad TV, Cardi says that she was drugging men, taking their money. She was prostituting all that stuff, and she was a character on what was that Love and Hip Hop. I used to watch that when I was in my reality show phase, and yeah, then when she came out with the Kodak Black, man, that was dope. That was a dope song. I was driving down out at I-75 in Atlanta, like, oh, this is pretty dope. But I'm not a fan of stripper music, because it's basically strip rap. You know what I mean? So I start slowly not liking her. But I gotta say, I watched Tasha K in the beginning, and she's a bully. She's a bully. And in this case, she lied to the stand. Now, I want to talk about she said an apology today. Or not, it was supposed to be I don't want to even say an apology. She ain't apologized, but she talked to her fan base, which she has a huge fan base. She has over 1 million followers on social media. She put in the work, but she's a clout chaser like everybody else is. In the beginning of her career, she was a restaurant cashier or, waitress in 2015, which she alluded to when she was on this thing. Now, to me, Tasha K is the typical ugly duckling. Everybody thought she was ugly. She didn't get no love from the football players or from, I don't know if she went to college, but she didn't get no love from anybody. She was hating on the pretty girls. And she has a vendetta against everybody. It just so happens she gets a platform, which she did not grow on her platform at first because nobody was checking for her stuff because she was trying to tell jokes and nobody was checking for her. Nobody was checking for her. And we all know if you content creator is hard, but she found a lane. And Elaine was talking about people, bullying people, all for clout. So at this point, she got so big on social media that she was just this arrogant person. She thought she could beat them. And one thing that I would say about her is she tried to play the, because for people who don't know, she lost to Cardi B, and she got to pay $3.8 million, and she got to pay the lawyer fees and everything else. And she tried to act like she's for the black people. Like, well, I'm for the people. If you was for the people, why did you hire a white attorney when you live in Atlanta? Why didn't you hire that? You should have hired a black attorney. You hired a white attorney, thinking white people's gonna get you out of your situation.
Ain't it so funny that people, they talk that talk, and then whenever it comes time, me, I'm a believer. Some people think I'll hire the best, but if you are talking that I'm for the people stuff. Now, why would you not hire all the people? And in addition to that, Tasha K really pushes the woman stuff because she's not really just for black people. A lot of her content, she says, is against black men, and she seeks to elevate the black woman. So, in Georgia, okay, there are a plethora of black female attorneys that are coming out of law school that have been practicing for years. She could have picked anyone, and she picked the Russian Big Olga. Big Olga. It kind of reminds me of these people that they start talking about black women are magic and they're so great.
Mm-hmm.
They with a white woman. It makes no sense.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Listen, you have the right to love who you want to love, but once you step over that fence, you've pretty much separated yourself with your words to where hey, you need to back up what you're saying with your action. And it makes me think that a lot of those people don't really mean what they're saying. They're just, giving lip service. You know what I mean? So,
yep.
It's just crazy. But so, oh man. In addition to that, okay, this is a defamation case. This is in the civil area of law, defamation. You know what type of lawyer she hires? A criminal lawyer. A criminal lawyer.
This is new. This for the people out here, this is new money. She don't know what to do. And she did not listen to her husband. Trust and believe. She did not listen to her husband. Her husband tried to tell her to turn it down. She could out here calling people bees and all this other crap. He told her to turn it down. She talking about she for black folks, right? But then in the hearing, which she think her followers, because her followers is not watching the hearing, they're just seeing her on social media. But she came on her show today and basically said it's the establishment trying to tear us down, right? But then she goes to court and say that she lied to make money. She lied to make money, okay? She lied. She said that she had a cold sore, and shout out to Cardi B. Shout out to her. Because she took a test. She put her medical records on the line. She took a test, and I don't typically feel sorry for her, but at the same time, it's like, wow, when people lie on you like that, and she made a great point, man. Shout out to her team as well. She she had the great lawyer, great strategy. Hold on, think about it. This case been going on for 4 years, 3-4 years, right? And Tasha K was so arrogant with it. She was like, "I'm a white." First off, on her video, she said that she's going to respect the law and the courts. So I'm gonna take these videos down. But prior to 3 years, these last 3 years, she said she's gonna wipe her butt with the cease and desist letter. Come on, man. Come on. What we talking about here?
People be
Then
talking that Tony Montana talk, you know.
right. Her hubby was like, "Yo, calm it down." She talking about she respect black people. She go off on the lead attorney, trying to destroy him. Then in court, she's lying, and her husband took the stand and basically like, "Yeah, she's lying. That's not true." This like they're conflicting ideas in court, and then she come out here like she's the victim. You knew you lied. You said you lied in court.
Yep.
You call these people bees while you breastfeeding your baby on on social media. You calling all these people bees, but you talking about you're here for the kids. In her speech, like, oh, we got to fight the establishment because you're trying to use that Trump card now, like we're playing Uno or something.
You know who was there for the kids? Shout out to Cardi B. She in the beginning of all this, right? She got cease and desist letters because she's a celebrity. She don't got time to be handling this stuff. She just get it to her lawyers, they handle it. She personally gets in the DMs, reaches out to her. Hey, we both mothers, we women. Let's not do this. Can you please take it down? Man, she said, you want me to take it down? Tasha K said to Cardi that basically Cardi's going to have to pay her to take it down.
Man,
now, that's called extortion.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't right. We talking, this is woman to woman. And on both ends, I think that, both had said they're for women empowerment. All of this could have been resolved with the click of the button. But the problem is that you have some people that they think that they're bigger than everything, and you can't hold them accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Can't hold them accountable.
Yep.
Click a button.
It reminds me of Thor. You remember in Avengers when they were trying to get that hammer? He was like, "You want to?" What did he say? He was like, "You want me to put the hammer down?" Boom.
Yeah.
We put the link down for anybody want to get on. See you, WJR. If you want to get on, we go in the comments and click on the link if you want to say your piece. But yeah, and then when she got the information, do you just to refresh your memory? You remember when she got the information for R. Kelly, right? She ended up getting the legal information from a former. It's a former now because they quit. It was a correction officer or something like that. You remember that? This will happen like last year, and that's how she got the information. And I thought she was going to get locked up for that, or go to court for that. But she's just a dirty person, and this is just a wake up call, and it's going to hurt everybody in this realm because I was thinking if she wasn't going to take her videos down, and best believe because we were watching the show when you was on with lead attorney. Lead attorney said he made $50,000 last month. He got over 100, maybe 50, close to 200,000 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
She has 1 million. She has a whole crew, what she call winos. She got all these products. She's making a lot of money. She's well over probably definitely a millionaire, and she's messing up the bag because YouTube has laws and they will shut your channel down. So I was wondering if Cardi B gonna try to shut her stuff down, or is she gonna try to let her keep it to retain that money? Now, one thing I'm thinking also, will she because she right now she said that she's appealing it, and as soon as she did that, she's out there trying to sell stuff on social media. I saw the link when she was like selling products and stuff like that. But I wonder is she going to file for, was it Chapter 13? I don't know if your attorney on here let us know if it was right or not, but a Chapter 13, so she won't have to pay. I wonder if she's going to do that. Um, I know when 50 Cent had that issue with sex tape
Mm.
that he posted somebody's sex tape and they sued him. I forgot who it was. I think it was Rick Ross's baby mama or something, and they wanted him to pay, and so he filed for bankruptcy, and I don't think he had to pay anything. So I wonder about that.
Mm.
We see you in the queue. Let me see what you got in the queue. All right, yeah. You want to just pull them up?
All right. Got Jimmy X.
What's up, y'all?
What's good?
Jimmy.
How y'all doing? It's been a long time. I hadn't seen y'all in a while. What's been going on?
Oh man, we just hanging in there, man. How's life?
Man, life is wonderful, man. As we descend further and further into chaos here in America.
Mm.
Okay. Um. So, do you have Kodak Black or no, not Kodak Black? What's the
Bodak
song
Yellow.
called?
Yellow.
See, he knows it's in his
Yeah, I
playlist.
love
You got that
Cardi
in the
B,
playlist?
man. Cardi can rap.
All right,
She
look, we're gonna test you on this show, right? Because you say you like her. Say a verse or a chorus of one of her songs.
Once upon a time I heard a rumor I was ugly. Come to find out it's something that was sucking me. Like her yeah, man.
All right,
Uh,
all right now.
Bentley
All right,
Bentayga.
what you want what you want to talk about?
Man, listen. These folks out here chasing the clout. You gotta chase the clout, but if somebody send you a letter, stop. Okay? Especially if they got money. They gonna stick their lawyer dog on you, and that dog gonna bite you. Now she knows good and well she received some correspondence from Cardi B's people, quotation marks, that said, hey, take that down. It's okay, you done got your money, take it down, or we're gonna get you. And we all been there. We all been in trouble before. You get the little warning. Don't do it no more. We gonna get you. She didn't stop. She kept on going. And now they like pay us $4 million. Now I don't know if you got $4 million, Tasha K,
Mm.
but the law says you got to pay it. So you got to be careful with what you're doing. That's all. If the folks say stop, stop. Now you can call somebody a B, a H, all that. But when you say they have herpes and they don't. You can't do that. You can't do that.
So Jimmy,
Now,
you
do you think Tasha is right when she said the secret society is trying to stop her
First of all,
from
it ain't no secret
telling the truth?
society. It ain't no secret society. She's just trying to appeal to the masses. Maybe she can get more people to look at her page so we can get that change so she can pay them people. Or maybe she can do like 50 Cent and file for bankruptcy.
so you don't believe this is you don't believe this is an instance of the machine just trying to push her through and
Mm-mm.
set her up.
No, no. Because when she was getting money, the machine was working for her. Not that they own her. I don't want to cuss on your show. Now that they on her blank blank. Oh, I'm black. They persecuting me. I'm a chocolate person. They don't like me. No, the folks sent you a letter that said, "Hey, look, stop, cut it out, cut it out, please." She didn't do it. Like you said, Tony Montana. She said, "Hey, you don't tell me what to do." Okay, all right. Like
Now,
they say, you got big nuts. We finna find out.
do you think Nicki Minaj sent her?
No, man. No, man. She wouldn't dare go toward Nicki Minaj because see, Cardi is a how do I put it? The people that's backing Cardi may or may not be gangsters, but the people that back Nicki Minaj, they are gangsters. Birdman is a gangster, so he's not gonna send a letter. He gonna send some people, and then magically it would disappear, or you gonna disappear.
Mm.
Remember the Birdman. Look, the Birdman had somebody shoot up Lil Wayne's bus, and that's his son.
That's a whole fact.
So it wouldn't be like that with Nicki Minaj. It'd be like, hey, stop, put some respect on my name. Okay, you're not doing that. Okay, I'm gonna send someone to talk to you in a language that you can understand.
Well,
Got a question?
let me ask you this, Jimmy.
Sure.
Do you think this was a situation of colorism? Because you have Cardi, she the light skin,
Latino, or
Latina.
whatever she is.
I
Puerto Rican.
definitely think it's a situation of colorism,
Mm.
and the color I'm talking about is green. I definitely think Tasha K let the green go to her dome, and she didn't know big bank take little bank. You did not know that. The folks send you a letter and said stop. Why didn't you stop? Now they got you. Yeah, the color I'm talking about is green. The woman told you leave me alone.
Hey, Cardi on your side, man. She's on the show listening.
Hmm. Hey, Cardi on the show. I love you.
Oh man, you hear that, Cardi?
So
Jimmy X love you.
all right, so Jimmy,
Yeah.
you got anything else to ask him about this situation? Is there anything you want to say further about Cardi B and Tasha?
I hope Tasha K can recover from this. But if you're gonna say bad things about people, don't say they have a disease that you can actually check their medical documents and document that they don't, or they're gonna sue your ass.
Mm.
Don't tell nobody they got AIDS or herpes or nothing else when that is not true. And if they tell you, Tasha K, stop saying that or I'm gonna get you, please heed the warning. Okay?
Jimmy, do you think they're going to take her channel down?
No. No. She might take her channel down because she's gonna run out of money. Yeah. But no, they ain't gonna take her channel down.
Why not?
She just got to take the video off that was saying what she said down. They're not gonna take the channel down. That's money.
All right.
She brought that on herself. That's self-inflicted.
Mm, I hear you on that, man. Real quick, man. I want to get your couple things I want to ask you. Is our society sensitive? Are we too
Oh man,
sensitive?
I want to say some curse words right there. I'm gonna say H yes, F yes, S yes, yes yes. It's way too sensitive. We
Why you say
going we
that?
going we going to hell in a handbasket. Nobody can take no. They think nobody can take anything. You
Mm,
can't say nothing about nobody. Everybody get to feeling so hurt. I'm from an era when bullies punched you in your real face.
Mm.
Somebody told me they was getting cyber bullied. I said, "What is that?" They talked about me on my cell phone. Okay, take your cell phone, turn it face down. It's over with. Because the bullies I dealt with punched you in your face, your grill, your teeth, your nose, your eye. So
Well,
everybody's
to
sensitive.
to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
this is a different time. You can't be like the old biddy who don't have a Twitter account. Either you got to stand behind and watch everything, or you got to jump in. Right? It's a whole different time here. You know? Do you think jumping on somebody and getting the case and not seeing your kids till they're 20 is that okay?
No, that's not okay. We don't want to jump on nobody.
Mm.
You just said
But at
that
the
though.
same, no, I just said that in
You
my
said bust
day.
somebody's head to the white meat, didn't you?
No, what I said was
Mm.
the
Jimmy.
bullies. My version of a bully is somebody trying to hurt you physically, not with their words. Sticks and stones. Nobody even know what that mean now. If you take somebody born after 1990 and say sticks and stones, they're gonna be like, "What is that?" They don't know that term.
What if what the old way of doing things are wrong?
What you mean by that?
The old way of doing things of busting somebody's head and they falling asleep, and then you taking them to school. And I mean, what if they got it right and we got it wrong?
That's not the case. We're moving into an era. right now where the sensitivity of people is getting worse and worse and worse, and it's a manifestation of a lack of esteem. But the
Okay, so
world
check this out.
itself is
Check this
not
out.
getting any softer.
Back in the day, you would say Asians had to be tough, right, to live in Asia, correct?
Yeah.
A lot of them was committing suicide. They had a high suicide rate back then.
Hmm.
What do you say to that?
I don't know nothing about Asia. I'm not in Asia.
Okay.
But you got to remember, in that society as well now, um, they are
Because you
society.
talk about honor, it's about honor there, right? It's about honor. It's
Not
about
the honor part, but what everybody. That's where we're headed now. What everybody else think is so important, not what you think about yourself. So that's why if they get a B on the
so
test, they
you
be
said
want
you
to kill
telling me
themselves.
that Grandpa had it right when Grandpa would leave Grandma for and say he's going to get some milk and don't come back
Hmm.
for 3 months. You think that was a good time?
I'm not
And
saying
he's
it
right
was a
across the
good
street,
time.
and he's right
I'm just
across the
saying
street
that.
with the sad girl.
How do I put it? I think people could be just a little bit tougher than they are, but ain't no way to fix it. It's too far gone now. I guess people like me, old dinosaurs, gonna die out. So
Okay. Well, I'm just hoping you move with the times, brother. I hope you don't got a flip phone.
I have a fancy phone. What do you call it? Smartphone.
Okay, if you said flip phone, I was gonna hang up on you. Um, real quick, I want to ask you this last question. I appreciate you chiming in. I don't know if you
Okay.
heard about Kelly Price. She almost died from COVID, and she was in the hospital. She ended up getting married, and um, her sister tried to seize her money when she thinking she was gonna die from COVID, so her husband won't get it. What's your thoughts on that?
The husband got to get the money. They married. That ain't your business, sister.
Mm.
I'm glad she didn't die and you couldn't get it.
She tried to Britney Spears her.
Hmm. That's a shame. You can't even trust your own family. Hey, I gotta grab my kid, man.
All right. Hey,
Right.
I was gonna hang up on you anyway. Yeah, he's married, but he's across the street with the neighbor. Raising that kid because you know what he do. You know what Jimmy do. He a
Say,
dirty dog. But anyway,
say Jimmy Triple X for a reason.
that's right. That's a whole fact. So we'll get back to the Tasha K thing. If you want to chime in, hit the comments below. Click on and you can say your piece. Now I want to ask you, man. What you think about the society, man? Are we too sensitive as a society? We got times when where we try to tell the truth and to certain people that we love, we're talking to them and then they get offended by the truth. You know, they get offended by the truth and they don't want to talk to you. What do you think about this, man?
Well, to quote the great Ed Lattimore, he had just got done saying today that people don't want the truth; they just want their lies to be true. Um,
Say that one more time. I gotta remember that.
people don't want to hear the truth; they just want their lies to be true. So
She likes it too. Go ahead.
say it, Cardi. But yeah, a lot of times people have been told that we've been told we could be whatever we want to be. We've been told that none of this matters because what happened was during that previous age where there was a lot of bullying or where there was a lot of hardship. We in the part where now it's pretty good times and people say what, my kids ain't never going to deal with this stuff. Nobody ain't
Right.
going to say nothing wrong to my kid. Nobody going to bully my kid. Nothing. And what ended up happening is that next generation is soft. They're weak. They're weak.
Weak how? Weak how? Like elaborate.
Well, on one end, I wouldn't say they're necessarily weak physically because a lot of more people are working out than ever, but they're weak mentally and emotionally. On the mental and emotional end, you can have situations where someone could be, going at you, or just whether they're calling you names or whether they're saying bad things about you, and you say something back to them. Next thing you know, they blocking you, or next thing you know, they crying, or next thing you know, they're running. That's one example. Another
Keep
example.
talking. I'm here. Hold on. Keep
Yeah.
talking.
Another example, it could be just something that's true. Our society, right now, there's a lot of obesity. I fit in that category. I'm working on it. But people have been told or trying to tell themselves that that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You need to just love yourself. You need to just accept, and people shouldn't hate themselves. We're not looking for people to be able to have low self-esteem or anything like that. But the truth is the truth. If you're in a situation where you're unhealthy, and that's a liability, whether to you, whether to your family. You got to do something to be able to help yourself. You on mute.
I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got a caller in, man. Let me see. Melvin, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah, real quick, we're gonna we chopping it up about Cardi B. You got any say so on it, man? Before I ask you a couple questions. Have you heard about what's going on with Cardi B?
I did. I ain't heard about the Cardi B thing.
Oh man, you ain't even doing your research, bro. All right, well, I'm gonna ask you this. We'll get back to that. Do you think our society is too sensitive? What's your thoughts on that?
Man, very, way too sensitive in like every aspect.
Do tell.
Like when it comes to the race, when it comes to sexuality, everything. Everybody is just so sensitive. Everybody want to cancel everybody over anything. It
Okay.
disgusts me for real.
All right. So, what era did you grow up in? Because I mean, it seemed like you're. I can assume you're a little bit of older guy. What era did you grow up in?
I grew up in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby, 80s and 90s.
Okay, so you grew up in the coke snorting era.
Yeah.
So you're saying that they're tougher because they
I never fucked around with it. I never messed with it. Excuse my language. But I mean, yeah, a lot of people was doing that. Nowadays, everybody want to do pills and.
Okay, so why would you say that the 80s and 90s was tougher than now, in your opinion?
Because people, I mean, I don't know, people just wasn't so sensitive back then. But also, we didn't have social media like we do now. I mean, that is a factor. But people just weren't so sensitive about every little thing. And now I do understand, like the LGBT, whatever, that community. Like I never had a problem with gay folks. I actually had a gay cousin that was one of my best friends. And he was actually tougher and harder than a lot of these dudes out here on the streets. So I mean, I never was homophobic or anything like that. But it's like when a famous person says something negative about the gay community, everybody want to cancel them.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Or even something that's perceived as negative. Sometimes it don't even be negative. What somebody might say, like for real, like the Dave Chappelle whole thing, even though they tried to cancel it, it wasn't successful. But when you watch his comedy shows, what he said was true.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Will, you want to ask him something?
Yeah, is he able to hear me?
I don't know, but we'll figure it out. We'll find it.
Okay. You know,
Give me a
ask
second.
him. I don't know if he followed the thing with Neil Young. Did you hear about that?
You know Neil Young? You familiar with that, Melvin?
Neil Young.
Yeah.
Not sure. I'm not gonna lie. I've been really watching. I've been watching too much news. Like I don't know. I mean, I know local news is different, but
Hmm.
that's mainly the news I watch. But I haven't been watching that lately because all the crazy stuff that's going on in my city and the surrounding area.
Mm.
It's hard to watch. It's depressing.
Right.
Mm.
Right. You know Cardi B listening. You know that, right?
A lot of stuff. What'd you say?
I said Cardi B's listening too, right? You know that.
Oh, she is.
That's right. um.
What's up, boo?
What would you want to ask him a question?
Yeah. So the Neil Young thing, he wanted to be removed off of Spotify because he had like what Joe Rogan had said. You know, does he think that's being sensitive?
Oh, you said Neil Young was he wants Joe Rogan to be taken off of Spotify for what he's saying about like the mandate.
Right.
You think that's too sensitive?
Or he
Melvin?
said, you know, remove my music.
Okay.
You think that's too sensitive for Joe Rogan out here you know speaking his truth, and he wants him taken off of Spotify and get rid of the bag. What do you think about that?
Um, I don't have no problem with him speaking his truth. I mean, you said it's about the mandate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like even this mandate thing. Like, don't get me wrong. I got the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've gotten the shots, and no, I mean, I think that I really needed to get the shots. I really don't, but I did it because my job was pressured us to do it
Mm-hmm.
when I was when they were still around.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up getting it. Just like when I worked for UPMC, they mandated us to get flu shots. I was getting flu shots for them. Never did before I started working for them.
Okay.
I mean, like, but as far as the mandate, I mean, I don't know. That's a hard discussion to have because it's obviously the vaccinations are obviously not keeping anything from spreading or mutating.
Look at you out here using them big old words.
That's not Willie Hill's education, brother. But, I mean, you know, it don't keep. It's not keeping nothing from spreading. This virus.
Right.
I mean, that's a whole other conversation.
That's right.
But this virus is keep mutating,
Mm-hmm.
and people are still getting it. Like, no, my son got the shots, and he still ended up getting it again. I think I had it at one point, but I wasn't around nobody for a while at that point in time, so
Okay.
I had it again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
I had it initially back in 2020, and then I think I had it. I'm pretty sure I had it again recently. I didn't go get tested, but I'm pretty sure I was. But I just took it upon myself to isolate myself.
Okay.
And stay away from people for a little while.
So real quick, do you want to get anything off your chest before we let you go? Anything you want to vent about? Tell me why you mad.
Nah, I'm not mad. I'm everything ain't great in life, but no, I'm pretty happy. I'm grateful for what I got.
Okay.
Whether it be small or big, I'm just grateful. You know, grateful to have good enough health to be able to function. I'm glad my son is healthy.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you ask for, man.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, but you know I got to get you on my sports channel. Don't run from me now. We know how to get you on now, brother.
Wait there, conversation.
That's a fact.
I want to go a couple rounds about LeBron James with you.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
He's the hater.
For real.
They call me the hater. They be jumping me. I'm like, come on my platform, brother.
Hey, I'm down. I ain't scared.
Well, we appreciate you getting on the call, man. Is there you want to give somebody a shout out before you get off?
I just want to give a shout out. I just lost one of my aunts, man. My aunt Ellen, she just passed away yesterday. I just want to give a shout out to her, to my family. Just keep my family in your prayers.
Man.
And I want us to know, scream to the skies that I love her. But I'm glad she's not suffering no more.
Man, sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
Man, we'll definitely be praying for you and your family.
Yeah.
And man, sorry to hear that.
Thank you, bro.
All right.
All right.
Man, that's sad.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Yeah, but I gotta get him on, man, because he been coming on my platform trying to come after me, man. Wanted to tell me I'm a LeBron hater. Woo. But anyway,
look at Q. I see we got Ron Portugal. Let me see. Ron,
what's going on?
Hey, what's going on? Can you guys hear me?
Hear you loud and clear.
So what's the topic,
Will, you there,
gentlemen?
Yeah. Well, we were just talking about, is our society too sensitive? What do you think about that?
Obviously. I mean, nowadays everybody's talking their favor of free speech, but if anybody says anything back to them, it's an outrage. I mean, people really, in today's world can't, debate a topic or take a comment, no matter what it is. In today's world, it's just really changed. I think people are way too sensitive, nowadays.
Now, are you one of those 80s cocaine kids?
Right around that time, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What made the 80s better than now? The 80s and 90s.
Oh, I'm not even saying the 80s and 90s were that great or before. I just think, before people were able to, you grew up and, people said things about you and you had to, develop a tough shell, and just, even in the political spectrum, people were able to debate, and, you were able to have a meal and a beer after. But nowadays, families won't even talk to you if you shred their political arguments. They're so offended.
That's a whole fact right there.
I mean, they just can't take it. I mean, realistically, if we debate a topic, we should leave you learning something, me learning something, and after we can go and socialize and not upset at each other. We should be able to defend our arguments or concede them. Most people, you start telling them, and they lose the argument quickly to me, and they take their ball and they're going home. It's like this game just started and they're crying. They take their ball home. It's like, oh, you offended me. Just because you know more about debating or the topic, and that's not the way the world works, or in today's world. It's whether it's politics or whether it's a comment about how you look or about anything, people are so sensitive. Everybody thinks they're a superstar on Instagram, or they're a political pundit without any background in politics or whatever in today's world. It's just a different time and place.
Now, what did you think about Kellyanne Conway? She's a Republican. I think she was in the White House for the press for a little bit for Donald Trump, but her husband was a Democrat. What did you think about that?
Yeah, her and her husband, I wasn't usually big fans of, especially her husband, was George Conway. Yeah, I mean, he's just he's been a political weasel since the beginning, so I don't have much. but I guess they're together. They're both political operatives. I don't have much comment on that. I mean, he was involved with spreading a lot of fake history. I think he's with the defunct Lincoln Project. I mean that's fake news if I've ever heard of it.
Do you think that people nowadays can do that? Can two people with different political ideologies, can they be together in a relationship?
I think it's much more difficult today because people take it so seriously, and I think to some extent, people on the left more so, they take it almost as a religion. A lot of people lack religion in today's world, and so a lot of people on the left take anything in there as a sort of as their moral compass versus somebody who looks to a higher power and looks to the anything in whether it's the Bible, the Quran, or other other teachings, or the Torah, whatever your religion is. But on the left, a lot of times, without a God, you sort of look to this politics and these giving you some sort of moral compass. So I think for somebody on the left, it's tough, when you're having these debates, because it's almost like religion to them versus somebody who's more conservative, who just it's a political argument. Although someone on the right could get upset if somebody says, I don't think you should be able to eat food or you'll lose your children if you don't get a vacation, then it's it could be taken personal, depending.
You must be a regular watcher.
That's right. Continue.
Yeah, so that's sort of where I see where it's like more difficult, in today's world with the politics, especially. I think, I talk to people on the left, and they believe a lot of this stuff is gives them a moral, some sort of moral spirituality if they follow some edicts from left-wing politicians. So it's just difficult. I think you see dating apps and other people that only date Republicans and only date Democrats. So I mean, I myself don't discriminate in the politics, but depending on the woman. But I think it's just tough because a lot of times,
hold on.
That's an interesting statement right there. I like that.
Well, let me ask you this: would you date Cardi B?
I probably not. I mean, you're talking like a serious relationship, or are you talking like?
Yeah, she's listening.
I have nothing against Cardi B, but I just don't see us as, the perfect couple, I also don't like the limelight and other things. I just, I wouldn't see her as, as a wife. No, like a short-term fling. I mean, no, I don't know, but
that's funny.
But
now, Ron, did you hear, what do you think about, I heard Donald Trump is coming out with a social media platform on President's Day. That's what it is. What do you think about that?
I think anything that will go against big tech or is another platform, but will it be successful? I have no idea. We've seen other ones launch, and they still haven't had the same success. But I think any competition in the market, with big tech is good. I think they actually need broken up like in the old days when they broke up AT&T. I mean, we need more, freedom of speech and more, less censorship, more. I mean, for any of us to grow as a society, we need to be able to debate all these topics in an open and free forum and learn and grow from each other. And, we could really do that. But if censorship comes, if I have an idea and my idea is right, if I say the earth is round, and then somebody comes and says, we got to censor you for false information. I mean, that's not really a debate,
Right.
We need to be able to debate those topics,
Are you a flat earther?
I am not, although I actually, there's a guy who's famous in politics. I went to college with him. I won't name him, but he used to just try to debate me on the flat earth as a joke. So that's just actually pretty funny. I am not a flat earther though, so
I want to. You got a little bit more time, Ron?
Yeah, we can keep going.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this video, and I want to get your response. This is from, I think her name is Barry West. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but she's a progressive, and I want to get your thoughts on it because I believe with all this mandates, I think a lot of progressives and Democrats are they're eating each other, if you will, and including Bill Maher. And I want to play this clip and get your opinion.
Sure, go ahead.
One moment. It's coming up now.
Okay.
I'm done.
This question?
No, I'm done with COVID.
Oh,
I'm done. It's
yeah.
like I went so hard on COVID. I
remember.
Sprayed the Pringles cans that I bought at the grocery store, stripped my clothes off because I thought COVID would be on my clothes. Like, I did it all. I watched Tiger King. I got to the end of Spotify. Like, we all did it, right? And
no, we didn't all do it.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of us did do it. And then we were told, you get the vaccine. You get the vaccine and you get back to normal. And we haven't gotten back to normal. And it's ridiculous at this point. I know that so many of my liberal and progressive friends are with me on this, and they do not want to say it out loud because they are scared to be called anti-vax or to be called science denial or to be, smeared as a Trumper. I'm sorry, if you believe the science, you will look at the data that we did not have 2 years ago, and you will find out that cloth masks do not do anything. You will realize that you can show your vaccine passport at a restaurant and still be asymptomatic and carrying Omicron. And you will realize, most importantly, that this is going to be remembered by the younger generation as a catastrophic moral crime. The city of Flint, Michigan, which is 80%, I think, minority students, has just announced indefinite virtual schooling. In the past 2 years, we've seen among young girls a 51% increase in self-harm. People are killing themselves. They are anxious. They are depressed. They are lonely. That is why we need to end it more than any inconvenience that it's been to the rest of us. I think it's a pandemic. It's like at this point, it's a pandemic of bureaucracy. It's a pandemic of bureaucracy. It's not. It's not real anymore.
Let's not forget that the pandemic has left a death count of more than 850,000 Americans.
Well, that's a
yes, but it was
that's a squishy.
Yes, Richie, it was a blunt instrument. Okay, if you look at who was affected by this, 803 children have died in the past 2 years, in the entire country from and with COVID.
I guess I offer a perspective. I was a New Yorker who lived through the early weeks and early months of the pandemic, and it was just a catastrophe.
Yeah, if you want to, for the viewers, if you want to watch the rest of that, go to Bill Maher. But Ron, what's your thoughts on that?
It's surprising. Finally, somebody on the left is finally starting to speak out against it. But I mean, it's inevitable. After the science is released, and people were told for a long time that if they would get a vacation and it would all be over. And even people on the left are starting to realize that that's not the case, and the facts are about the vacation are coming out, and that you're never fully have a full vacation. It's endless. According to the company, it's 4 times a year now, and people said originally, hey, it's going to give me protection. I'm going to be protected like some deal with the devil. And I said to them, it's highly unlikely this is going to give you the protection you're going to need. Hopefully you're in good health, and then shortly after they said, oh, it'll protect you a year. And then when more data came out, they all said, oh, it's not really that effective. It'll protect you for a month or whatever they're saying now, so people on the left, I guess, feel, after, nearly over a year, 2 years now, they're, it's starting to fill the cracks. Like, hey, when is this actually going to be over? And, It's surprising. Like, a lot of them believed all this stuff, but they're, I guess after a certain time, they're starting to realize that it's it's still going. It's not ending.
That's right. Yeah, I believe they told a noble lie, to sway the public. That's what they
Which
call it, right?
noble lie? I've lost track of it. Was it the PCR test that was removed that they said, that didn't distinguish between the cold or the flu? Was it the mask? Was it Dr. Fauci saying you should, I don't care if you go with your dates on Tinder or Grindr, which one of the which one of the lies? Hey, this isn't it'll give you immunity, and then it doesn't give you immunity, and I'm losing track of all of the. It sounds like the Ministry of Truth might not be all truth. I'm not sure about that. But.
Ministry of Truth. So speaking of that, I mean, do you think that when people get into these type of beliefs, do you think it could be kind of like a cult?
Actually, yes. Like I said, based on previously on the lack of religion, but a lot of, the media is very strong nowadays. We use media techniques in, other countries like Afghanistan, Iraq war to sway public opinion. I mean, even in the Obama-McCain, we've used really strong psyops. And I believe some people were really, triggered by certain emotional responses, whether on the left and the right too. I mean, you saw it in the prior administration, with Donald Trump. Some people believed he was Jesus and John Wayne in one person, and other people believed he was the devil. So, and to me, it was neither the case. But you see people very triggered, very emotional, overreacting. And yeah, I do believe some people are following this like it's almost cult-like. It's something we've seen this in, in the past when I've studied history. You've seen this in other, authoritarian regimes and people, and you wonder how they can follow it. But you hear people saying, hey, if you don't get a vacation, maybe you shouldn't be able to eat, or you should go to a re-education camp. I mean, this isn't, this isn't the 1940s. This is 2022, and we're hearing, and this is all around the world. This is very authoritarian, and it's not coming from the right. It's coming from a left-wing authoritarian mindset. I mean, even Germany was a socialist country. I mean, it was the National Socialist. I mean, we're talking the socialist, type views, and people were very, like I said, without the lack of moral and spirituality, you see people following this stuff, and the belief sets are, it's almost cult-like. It's kind of frightening in today's world. People are willingly giving up their freedoms and following and just blindly. Sometimes it's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah. Now on there, Biden dropped the vaccine mandate for the private employers after the loss at the Supreme Court rules against it. But the healthcare workers, they let it stand. Do you feel that the Supreme Court dropped the ball?
Yeah, I believe the ruling should have been consistent, but I think it was a compromise. I believe they did it as a compromise, and I think they believe that anybody who's in healthcare should be able to be regulated in any which way. So I believe there was some compromise made, but it doesn't really follow with the law. I mean, generally the idea of vacation previously was that it would provide immunity, like as in a polio or smallpox vacation. But in this case, this doesn't confer any type of immunity. And so, that's why you see changing definitions at the CDC and worldwide to try to match up with that. So it didn't really make a lot of sense to, do this other than a compromise of some sorts, legally, or maybe they just made an agreement that this would be the best, politically to do. But I don't really think it followed the law personally. But
Ron, you know your stuff.
I thought you was talking about me. I was like, heck yeah, I know my stuff, but you got the same name. But you get the shine, Ron. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, yeah, I that's what I, think about the ruling. I just don't think it was consistent with the other rulings. I just don't see why there was some sort of carve out for the healthcare professionals. I could see maybe if they said with some other type of, vacation that provided immunity. But in this case, I just believe the justices came to some agreement and said, hey, we'll make sure the healthcare workers take it, and in the future they'll have to take anything else we push out. I think that's part of it, because as I alluded to earlier, like to have a full vacation, you need 4 shots a year or whatever Pfizer said. And so I don't know what other medicines in the pipeline that they'll be required to take. So it probably will fall under this legal case in some way, manner, or another.
You got anything wrong? LaRon.
Last thing, man. Then I'll let you go. Definitely good stuff. Do you think? What do you think about the government? Do you think they're promoting bad behavior?
In what way?
In a way of, a lot of people call it handouts. Most people who get assistance usually are, like single parents. They're not promoting marriages, or if you look at the
I believe so. The road to hell is always paved with good intentions, supposedly they say. And in this case, it's always been that way. But I mean, if you look at from the outside, you might say these programs were intended to help, and actually monetarily they don't actually provide that much. But if you look at the way and look back at it, you would say, hey, I wonder if they're actually trying to destroy the nuclear family, or if it just went that way. Are they really trying to take the man away from the household, or did it just happen to work out that way? Because these programs seemed to, if their intention was to help everybody, it wasn't the case. It seems that these programs were always intended to take the male, out of the home, and these behaviors, hey, we'll help the woman, but the man can't be around, or any other type of program that props up, some type of hit to, either religion or the family. So yeah, I do think maybe it was intended to be good, but their intention was never good. It looks like they're pushing, the breakup of the nuclear family, and the man out of the household, and the man at one time was, the head of the home, and the father of the children, and now they don't want him, as it seems, as some part of it. I mean, and there's other government programs we can go down the line of all the, encouraging, this. And it's not that the single mother can't raise good children or good, but it looks like it's an attack in some way on the man, and on the traditional family, to me at least. And I think it seems like they encourage it, and breaking, and pushing, feminism and other doctrines of, which in some ways helped women, but in other ways, you could see today that a lot of unhappy women followed those doctrines, and we could see that they're, unhappy with their situations a lot of the time, following these things, and the men are unhappy too because of it too.
Ron, we need to know: are you taking care of your kids?
If I had any kids, I'd be taking care of them fully. Married with.
So you got outside kids? Did you go to college?
I did. I don't have any children that I know of. So
say it like that. You got them all across the country. So I'm just joking.
I'm kidding too. I don't have any children. Yes, no. And if I did, I would take care of them. But it's also like I believe in that. Like if you have, if I would have kids, I want to be married with somebody I love, and out of that, to have children and provide for them, and give them the upbringing I had, in that regard together. But
would you marry somebody with kids?
I've dated women with children, and after it, I won't do it at this point. Honestly, I have nothing against women with children, but a lot of times in today's world, it has nothing to do with the kids. there's a lot of selfishness. People put themselves first. I mean, people are more concerned with likes on Instagram or on Face, than they are, with real world problems. Most of the time, women put themselves first, and then, kids somewhere, and then you somewhere else. So it was always I've dated women with and without children. I prefer to date women without kids at this point.
Oh man, you just cut a whole segment out. It's stepdaddy season, right?
There's nothing wrong with being a stepdad. I'm just saying in my personal experience, this is
Well, we
but all the
appreciate you, Ron.
stepfathers, no issue.
Is there anything you want to leave us with, or leave the audience
Unless
with?
there's any other topic you guys want to talk about, or anything else that's out there. I mean, there's always so much in the Biden administration happening. So it's
right.
Man. Yeah,
All right,
well, definitely thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you guys keeping me on and talking, and all the good work.
Good stuff, man.
All
right. Yeah, that was good, man. Good segment, Ron. That was good.
You just like
now
the same name.
I thought you were talking to me. You never talked to me like that. You was like, "Oh, you're such a genius." Oh man, I was like, "Oh, you talking to me finally, bro?" Real quick. Oh man, Will has these wisdoms that we call them Will-isms. That you talk about every day. So we're gonna do a little quick teaching moment in this now. I want to talk about this, man. And we could go to wherever you want to go with it, or we're gonna talk about something else. But just dealing with Tasha K situation, where we were talking about that briefly earlier, and there's a rumor that she didn't do her taxes, all these years. And a lot of these people, because there's a lot of new money on social media right now, a lot of money on social media. I suggest if you don't get on social media, get on YouTube. There's a lot of money to be made. Shout out to Lead Attorney. He gives a lot of good information. He just said he made 50,000 just 1 month, and he was saying if you making $50,000 a year, get on here and learn how to make this money. We'll throw up our email. We could give you any assistance. We do a lot of counseling as well. Pop up the while I'm talking the email. Send us an email. We'll teach you how to get started on social media. But anyway, a lot of people on social media flaunting, showing their homes and showing their, the cars and whatever. And Tasha K situation or anybody else, that's a bad idea, because when you do things like that, then that's when the IRS start coming after you. They start counting your money. They start pocket watching, or even the fact that, like, if you're on social media so much, where God forbid something happened, you might get robbed. People watching what you have, they seeing when you're out of town. You bring kids in the house, and they bring their friends, and then next you become a target. So once I learned that stuff, I'm not showing anything on social media. To the IRS, I'm broke. You know what I mean? So what's your how do you feel about that? And is there anything else you want to, teach a moment right now? Segment.
I remember in earlier parts of social media, it still goes on. People would do the pictures, and they got the money like this, and it was from a certain subculture, sometimes the hip hop culture. But I've also seen it for people who was getting new money working in home-based businesses. Some of those people were doing the same thing. And in either situation, you got to realize that what you put out there, it has the ability to come back, but also people have the ability to come back and get it from you. So it could be the IRS on one end, Or it could be, you know, the person that's at the gas station. They're like, oh, is that Will from T&J that was just flashing all that money? Let's get him. Yeah, you know, so you got to watch what you put out there. You know, I remember on American Gangster, he said that, you know, the person who's the loudest is the weakest. And you have to watch how loud you get, because otherwise you're going to find yourself in a vulnerable position. You know, Tasha K, what she actually did, she knew going into this court case that, you know, she's going to have to, you know, put some money out. And I actually think that this might have been a smart move on her behalf. She's going to have to pay more to the IRS. But by her not, I am not in any way advocating for anyone not paying their taxes. But by her doing that, it eliminated her being able to have assets that were listed going into the court case. Some people have speculated the possibility that she might have not filed on purpose. You know, so if that's the case, that's some evil genius type stuff. But yeah, you have to watch what you put out there.
Well, that's good, man. That's with that being said, man, we can start wrapping up, man. But we appreciate everybody who's supporting the channel. If you want to continue to support the channel, send us to the Cash App. We got to make sure we got to pay the bills, man. This is you know, the streets got to eat right now. The streets got to eat. But you know, donate T&J Radio, and we appreciate the guys who donate today. And we appreciate the guests we had on today, man. And I think that's it, man. You want to leave us with anything else before we wrap up?
Oh man, well, just know that a mind that expands can never be the same. So expand your mind, guys.
Straight out from the book of Will-isms. Let's go.